Hey, welcome to Watcher DM. I'm Gabriel. Today I'm continuing my series of explorations into the Tome of World Building by Matt Finch of Mythmere Games. Today we are diving into Chapter 4, which is broad brushstroke details for the other continents. And the other continents in this case refers to the non-home continents of the heroes. So this is the continents surrounding the continent that we really want details about. So we're going to use some of the information from our previous videos. The first two focusing on cosmic things and then kind of world shape, which are chapters 2 and 3. Of course, chapter 1 is the introduction. So yeah, let's dig in. I'm going to turn my chapter header into a page so we can fill it out with some information. And I'm just going to start by reading the introduction to this chapter. Actually, before I get into that, I'd like to ask you to hit the like button to kind of help me out in the algorithm. Hit subscribe if you think this is the kind of content you'd like to see more of. Hit the bell icon, of course, if you want to be notified when I produce these, or you can come back every Sunday and Tuesday when my new videos come out. And if you just can't wait and you got to get that week early content, I do release these a week early to my paid tier patrons. I thank them all very much from the bottom of my heart for helping to support my creations. Also, in my paid tier Patreon, you will get access to some unique, not available anywhere else, adventure content, made by me and my friends, including the amazing Austin Holm, author of some of my favorite adventures, obviously. But yeah, all right, enough shilling. Patreon.com Watcher DM. It's right over here. You see it on the screen there. Also, I think maybe go to the newsletter. Go get the newsletter. Anyway, let's go on. I want to read the intro to this. Chapter 4, broad brushstroke details for the other continents. The first step is to decide which one of your continents is going to be the starting site for your adventure. It's a good idea to identify what might be in the other continents, but those cultures won't have much impact on your central area until the characters reach higher level and start traveling. That takes a while, and it's best to let other continents percolate while the characters gains levels. That way, you can tailor other continents as a place for the next step in the character's adventuring career. However, those other continents are probably going to have some effect on your starting continent if there is any kind of sea travel at all. By getting an idea of what's on those other continents, you can take the effect into account without spending too much time detailing areas that won't be visited until much later. So it says here, this is a good time to generate a legendary book or two for your world. Table 2 to legendary book, or table 2 for stranger things than books. You can start your notes with something like, according to the second book. Okay, yeah. You know what? We've got some legendary books back here, I think. Yeah, we've got the singing automaton and the sacristy. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make this into an item here. We're just gonna Tome of World Building. I'm gonna make me a database just of things, with names. And yeah, I think we're going to grab some of these things. So we'll take the sacristy here. We're going to copy that out. We're going to put it in here so that we get a page. Sorry, one moment. Excuse me. So that we get a page that we can tack stuff onto, and also we can reference this. And this will allow us to kind of centralize some of our things that we want to reuse over and over. So we're going to call this our entities. Okay. So the sacristy of the Cathedral of Yayalu, and then the singing automaton of Tarhartha. All right, so our second one. And that means when we come back in here now, we can just at the sacristy. I think. Yeah, there we go. Right here, we can at the singing automaton of Tarhartha. It says we arrived on a generation ship. It arrived as planned, but 1,000 generations later than expected. The people had lost all knowledge. I like that there's some ruined generation ship parts lying around, some ancient technology that's gone rotten. I think we did roll for this here, like the 3 continents intersect with one or more inner seas. So maybe at this point, it would be a really good idea for us to outline what these continents are. And let's try out another little tool here. I know this is a bit, man, we're kind of veering off the road like right away. But I'll tell you what, I want to try out the Nomicon. It's been on the shelf. It's been laughing at me, poking fun. I think maybe it's time we bust it out and see if we can generate some fun names here. So I'm just going to zoom out just a little bit. Now, this is not a full exploration of the Nomicon. I hope to eventually do another series of videos just about the Nomicon and how to use it. But for now, we're just going to try and use it. We're just going to try and get in. So let's look at naming groups. Let's see. Yeah, we want quick generation for planner locations, angelic names, demonic names, continent names, names for continents. Pooh, just what I needed. Oh yeah, let's do it. We get 2-part names. Love it. Let's do it. D100. So 62 and 68. So we say 62, 68. And you know what? I'm not even gonna look them up just yet. We're just gonna roll the dice. We're just gonna get our numbers generated. This is something I like to do a lot, where I will make sure just to list the numbers for the outputs for a series of things. You know, I can just re-roll by tapping. Isn't that nice? What a nice tool this Sophie's Dice is. I really like it. So this is our 3 main continents. I think these are the 3 ones intersected with inner seas. And it says there's 1d3 plus 1. So we're going to nuke that. We're going to roll a d6, and we're going to get us a 3. That's a 2 on a d3. So plus 1. So we have 3 additional continents. So we can clear this, and boom, boom. We get 2177. Boom. Let's roll again. 3547. 3547. And then bump again. All right, 7098. All right. All right, these are our 6 continents, the first 3 being the closest ones. So let's look at this here. 62, Sa. And 68, Suor. Sasuor. Weird name, Sasuor. Not super stoked on it yet, but you know, we'll see. Is this? I need to zoom in here a little bit. My eyes are going a bit. Okay, yeah. So Rio for this one, and 81 gonna be Rio Tur. That sounds like a pretty good continent name. 99 Uo. Now, man, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how to do symbol. I need the O with an umlaut, but I don't know how to do that with on Windows. Do it on my Mac real easy, but I'm not sure about Windows. So I'll have to add that in later. But 27 is on the previous page. 27 free. Okay. You're free. You're free. Okay. And we got Gomo 77 is theory. Gomo theory. I like that. That'll work. 3547 is Joe. And 47 is Nis. Jonas. Sounds good. Sounds good. 70 is Thol. 98. Zool. So Zool. Man. Thol, is it Tholzul or Thozul? Tholzul. Man. All right. All right. I'm feeling it. We're good. We got some cool. I want to maybe switch. Let's see what 6-8. Sul 6-2. Sulsa. Sulsa. Sounds like salsa. I think we might have to swap one of these. Let's look at 86 here. Via. Savia. Savia is a cool name. Yeah, we're going to change this to an 86 using my patented, patent pending, swap the numbers trick. Savia. That's good. I like that. So this is our home continent, right? We're just going to mark that home. Okay, cool. And now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to crack open another tab. That's going to be our main Tome of World Building tab. I'm going to see if I can, I guess I can't really drag it out to another window, but that's okay. We're just going to grab these names. We're going to pop some new pages in here with these names in them so that we have them. Boom, boom, boom. Here. A new page. Boom, boom. Gomotri. Johannes. Johannes. Oops. Last one, Thulzul. Man, the continent of Thulzul sounds pretty cool. Okay, so now that we've done the pre-work for the work, right, we actually have now our little list. I guess we can go in here and add these. So this is something to go back and do. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but that's what I would go through and do. So these are all the continents we have. So when we say broad details, we go back to our document here for broad details, right? Naming the other continents, which we have done. Oh, you know what? We beat the clock here. We're killing it. One of the themes, I'm going to keep repeating this book, that names and legends are just as important as game-related details when developing a world. I suggest generating names for the other continents using the Nomicon's names for a continent table, which we just did. Fantastic. You can use these as placeholders, but when you start adding names into the mix, stories, concepts, and themes will start to develop in your mind. Exonyms and endonyms. Yeah, I'm not that worried about this. This is fine. You should read this from the book. But let's talk about creating a brief image of the other continents. We have a D6 table of the political powers in the other continents. And you know what we're going to do here? What we're going to do is we're actually going to go back to our top level and we're going to put these directly into these pages. I'm going to open this page and I'm going to add a property here. We're just going to say it's a text property called type. And this is going to be a continent. And that's fine. And I think if I come in here and I look at these other ones, these will also be continents. And you know what? Maybe these don't actually want to be. I'm going to edit this property to be a select list. And continent will be the selection. Yeah, that's perfect. And that way we can come back in here. We get the same thing. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So I think we're starting in Savia. We already said we're starting in Savia. So let's find out what's up with Rioter. Let's roll for Rioter's political power in the other continent. 1. The continent is dominated by a league of city-states. The city-states of Rioter. Oops. Screw it up. I like that. I like the sound of it. Let's pop it in here. Continent is dominated by a league of city-states. A few of these have deep water ships or a different way of reaching the player's home continent. And yeah, that tracks. That makes a lot of sense with the setup. And I'm just going to change the, we're going to take the suggested rearrangement of words there from my Grammarly. Not hashtag, not sponsored. And then we're just going to move on to the next one. Euphoria. We're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to roll again. 5. The continent is dominated by 2 great empires. Both have ships. Let's see here. That's good. Both have ships or some other mode of travel that can reach the continent where the adventurers start. So yeah, I think again we're in the ships. I think all of these 3 are separated by landlocked seas, right? So similar to the Mediterranean Sea. You are also a continent. You are a continent. You are a continent. And you are a continent. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. And then it says, and 1 or 2 additional details about each other continent. I guess, should we keep rolling for these others? Should we just do these distant continents? Swing through this section quickly without getting caught up in the details. Foreign continents help. Sea travel. Yeah, that's fine. You know, let's keep the ones we got. Naming major attributes on far continents. I think we're going to roll on this first. We're just going to try to roll on this. That's what we got to do. Let's add these details. So, Rioter gets a 54. Which is genies and other elementals from one of the elemental planes. And then it says to use table 444 through 446. So see also tables. So I'm gonna put the note for that here. Table 444 to 446, just so we got the note. And it says to roll on this a couple of times, I think. So 94, we're gonna check. 94, vast deserts with unusual inhabitants. And that is going to give us these tables here that we want to use. I think that's the right thing to do. Okay, cool. So Rioter, the city-states of Rioter, apparently is our desert with genies and strange beings. Now we get 10 for our first roll on Euphoria, a legendary city ruled by a god or a demigod. Now this is our empire. This is 2 empires, right? So I think a legendary city ruled by a god who is a god emperor. I love me some god emperors. Give me a god emperor that the PCs have to go deal with later. I'm in. Man, this is good. This is really good. I'm feeling this. I have high hopes for the Tome of World Building so far. This is feeling very, very juicy. Oh, interesting. Vast area of almost Arctic cold with unusual inhabitants. So these are connected, right? These are the connected continents. We've already declared that one of our continents is, the main continent is boreal. So maybe this is our Arctic continent. I like that. Vast areas of almost Arctic cold with unusual inhabitants. And I think we ended up with our other one is desert, right? With unusual inhabitants. You can imagine them being kind of to the south, maybe. Cool. All right, so then we get, let me see here. So this says, oh, yeah. each of these other continents. So empires or political entities on foreign continents should have working names as you proceed. You can generate them. You can generate these with the foreign empire names. So yeah, let's do it. I think let's go over here. Let's find our foreign empire names. Empires on other continents, foreign empire names. Boom. Okay. Yeah, these are gonna be, looks like these are gonna be pretty solid too. Let's I think we need another D100, and we're just gonna, oops, I did it wrong. Kick both of these out. So $39.99. This has 2 empires, so I'm gonna put empires, and then we're just gonna $39.99, and we're gonna do roll it again. $28.89. $28.89. Oh, did it wrong. $28.89. Wow, we're 21 minutes in. This is insane. This honestly is taking a lot longer than I was expecting. I think it's because I'm actually kind of generating the thing. I feel like in the Tome of Adventure Design, it's very much just you roll the things in context and just kind of write what we got. But with this, I feel like I'm actually building the thing, which is kind of wild. Show, we got $39.99. Show Yarak. Then $28.89 is going to be Izu. And 89 is going to be Saga. Okay. Izu Saga. Fine. I don't love it. I also don't need to love it. I think it's probably fine. And eventually I'm going to move those over to the database, as you do. Now with this one, I've got city-states. I'm not going to worry about the names of city-states just yet because this document hasn't told me to. Additional details about the other continents. So I think we kind of sorted that out. How many cultures per continent? At this point, the other continents are only being detailed in terms of the most significant characteristics, the things that are visible from afar. For the purposes of naming important places in other continents, you may also assign them a bit of cultural detail. Fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's absolutely right. So let's move on here to the next, see what the next table says. The main thing, whatever the entry might be, is to figure out what effect this distant geographical feature, culture, or monster type has on the home continent. It might click immediately when you read it, but you also roll on the table below to get a sense of the connection. I like that. Let's roll a d10, see how it goes. D10. So I think we're going to start with our elementals in Realtor. The genies and elementals here. Yeah, they raid. Yeah, that's great. Raiders or pirates. The place produces raiders or pirates that can reach the home continent. Best known example would be Vikings, but many seafaring cultures have engaged in this sort of behavior as a way of supplementing their home economies. Yeah, I like that idea. Raiders, especially raiders from the sea, like the city-states, have their own thing going on, but the elementals will raid across the ocean or across the sea. That's really fun. It's a cool idea. And then desert with unusual inhabitants. We're going to have to kind of see what those unusual inhabitants are, I think. And then we've got this demigod here. Let's see what the relationship is with the demigod. 6. Invaders. The place is invading, has invaded in the past, or is known to be planning an invasion of the home continent. Yeah, I think that's pretty appropriate. Especially this this god emperor is maybe, a little big for his britches. Maybe he's trying to fight a war on 2 fronts. Could be pretty cool. We've got death religions here. We've got, oh, that's funny. We got a 0102 table. Oh no, maybe this is, yeah, that's really weird actually. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Although maybe I don't. How does this work? 01 through 03, 03 through 06. 4 through 6. Oh, this is table 4-6. Death Religion, Giant Swamp. What a strange thing to have kind of right here. All right, whatever. Let's go find our little tables for this, right? So we've got table 4-9 through 4-12. We're gonna be down here. Status of the ruling deity. Check this out. Legendary city ruled by a deity or demigod. Status of the ruling deity. Yeah, let's clear this. Let's roll a d6. 5. It really lives there, but it's a very minor deity or demigod. Not much more powerful than a legend. Yeah, I think it's just a legendary creature. Yeah, I like that. That's great. Awesome. And then we're going to go back out to Realtor, I think. Oh, I see. Actually, you know what? No, let's go keep going here, because I think this was saying 4-9 through. So restraint on the deity's powers, another d6 roll. We got a 1. Deity is asleep. Okay, interesting. So the dreams of the sleeping god emperor are of conquest, maybe. And then how is the god imprisoned? 3, in a written work. Oh, weird. Maybe that's why he's trying to conquer. Maybe he's looking for a book that holds his power, that like binds his actual power. And he is a rat god, which I'm okay with that. I think some rat elements to this character would be kind of fun. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of throwing everything into the soup. And I think it's going to be on us later to dig in and figure out some other stuff to do with. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have rolled a d6 for this. What am I doing? Clear this. Not a rat god. Not a rat god. It's a d100 roll. Roll a d100. 84. 84. A beaver god. God damn it. What is it with you and your beavers, man? I'm from Canada. I don't even like beavers. I mean, I guess they're fine. Whatever. The vulture god's pretty cool. Vulture god. Although I think this guy's in the frozen north. I feel like this is not. Maybe this isn't our guy. That's not our guy. That's fine. We don't need him. We don't need him to be non-human. Let's just take a look at Realtor real quick. 444 through 446. Let's see. 440. Oh man, what are we doing here? 420, 422. Wow, these tables. So many. Elemental planes of origin, basic. Elemental planes of origin, expanded. And organization. Okay, so we're going to go with the expanded elemental planes. Plane of origin expanded, which is a D20 table. Let's roll it. 2 on the D20 table. Lame. Earth. So yeah, Earth elementals, I guess. Earth elementals. It's fine. And then we're going to go down here and look at the organization of the elementals, which is a D6. This is going to be, there's some kind of portal to the elemental plane in the region. Elementals are very common in the area, but they aren't organized yet. This is simply a region where the elementals and genies are much more common than elsewhere, enough to generate stories. Yeah, I dig that. I think, I think these guys are like maybe sand elementals, right, from the elemental plane of Earth, and they're raiding and they're pirates. They make like little brigand groups, but they're not like a nation or anything. Pretty cool. All right, so geez, I feel like, where are we at here? We've got a couple of our continents with a couple of interesting things in them. And I think, Yeah, then we get into what's down here. This is assigning content to the home continent. So quick continental map planning. If you're not much of a map maker, here's one relatively easy way to create the outline of a continent. We'll translate easily. Okay, cool. That's fine. Create the miniature model. That's fine. Interesting. So just says take a page, take a half page, and kind of arrange them. Yeah, that's interesting. I think you could also take a deck of cards and probably achieve a similar thing. But yeah, cool. Chapter 4, Other Continents. We've kind of explored it. I feel like we've got some interesting stuff here. I'm going to keep rolling off camera and do some more of these, the vast desert bits, and do some rolling on these. But yeah, we're already 31 minutes into this video, and gosh, if this is how things are going to go, whew, I'm going to have to slow down, maybe do littler bits. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you'll hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to see me again. I will see you every Sunday and Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. Peace out.